The crystal ball. In the south of Spain, there was a small village whose people were joyful. The children played under the shades of trees in the gardens of their homes. A shepherd boy named Hob stayed near the village with his father, mother, and grandmother. Every morning, he would take his herd of goats up the hills to find a good grazing spot for them, and in the afternoon he would bring them back to the village. At night, his grandmother would tell him the story of the stars. Hob was captivated by this story and looked forward to hearing it every night. One day, while Hob was keeping an eye on his herd and playing his flute, he noticed a brilliant light shining from behind a flower bush. As he approached the bush, he caught sight of a stunning crystal ball, transparent and dazzlingly beautiful. Hob gently grasped the crystal ball and turned it over in his hand, astonished when a faint voice whispered from within. "Make a wish, dear heart," it said, "and I shall grant it to you." Hob was stunned to hear the voice, and after confirming it came from the crystal ball, he was perplexed. With numerous wishes in mind, he couldn't decide on just one. He thought, "If I wait until tomorrow, I'll have a clearer mind and make a wish then." He put the crystal ball in a bag and, gathering the herd, happily returned to the village. He decided that he would not tell anyone about the crystal ball. Hob remained wishless, but surprisingly cheerful, leaving those around him amazed by the sudden change in his outlook. One day, a boy followed Hob and his herd and hid behind a tree. Hob sat in his usual spot, gazing at the crystal ball. That boy waited for Hob to fall asleep, then snatched the ball and ran off. That boy arrived in the village, gathered the people, and showed them the crystal ball. As they examined it in wonder, a voice suddenly spoke from within, "I can grant your wish." People took turns holding the crystal ball and making wishes. One asked for a bag of gold, another for 2 chests of jewelry. Some wanted grand palaces with golden doors, replacing their old homes. Others wished for bags full of precious jewels. All their wishes were fulfilled, but still, the citizens of the village were not happy. The villagers became envious and angry with each other. Those with palaces wanted gold, while those with gold wanted palaces. This led to bitter resentment, and soon they refused to speak to one another. The village where kids used to play in the gardens is now filled with big houses and gold. The kids are really sad because they miss playing in the gardens. Hob and his family were the only ones who remained happy and content. He would play his flute every morning and afternoon, filling the air with joyful music. The children and parents went to Hob, saying, "We were happier when our village was small. Now, despite having grand palaces and jewelry, we're unhappy and in pain." Hob saw the villagers' regret and said, "I never made a wish, but if you want things back to normal, I'll wish for it." Everyone agreed, and Hob took the crystal ball. Hob made a wish, and instantly, the palaces vanished, the gardens reappeared, and the old village, full of trees, was restored to its former state. Once again, the people started to live happily, and the children played under the shade of trees. Hob lived happily ever after, playing his flute every sunset. The sweet music filled the air, echoing through the lovely green village. Be content with what you have and don't be too greedy. Happiness comes from appreciating what you already have, and not always wanting more.